What we want to understand is, was there a hazardous chemical reaction that could have been producing gases that led to the pressure rise?
Tonight at 6, for the first time since the investigative report was released just this week, we are talking to the lead investigator in the Givaudan explosion case from the Clifton neighborhood. Telling WHAS 11 News she's also looking into whether a possible hazardous chemical reaction combined with that overheating tank to cause it to explode. It comes as the U.S. Chemical Safety Board released its initial findings, pointing to issues with the valves used to relieve pressure from the tank that blew up. And today she's talking with our Isaiah Kim Martinez, and Isaiah is joining me here now. And we also know the investigators are looking into the response and then the evacuation efforts inside the plant after the explosion, which became very controversial on that day.
Sure, and there was even a case where we were sort of trying to figure out who was accounted for, Doug, as far as those workers. Everything, all emergency response is under the microscope here to determine whether the U.S. Chemical Safety Board should recommend changes, and a final report that may take until next year to finish.
We have seen this kind of incident before, and it often is because of a decomposition chemical reaction inside of the vessel.
For the first time, we're hearing directly from the lead federal investigator in the deadly Givaudan explosion case. Tank 6, the tank that blew up with pieces landing on a nearby street, had heated to 385 degrees, and the pressure also soared.
You can see the pressure got up to 237 psi, which is a very, very high pressure inside of this reactor.
Lauren Grimm from the U.S. Chemical Safety Board just released their initial breakdown, pointing to issues with the valves used to relieve pressure from Tank 6. Mike O'Leary with the Clifton Community Council horrified.
In my mind, it makes me think it wasn't the employee's fault, it was management's fault.
This photo in the initial report shows the vent valve still closed after the explosion.
But what we did find that the vent valve was closed after the incident when we inspected it, when the data indicates it should have been open. So exactly what failed here, we're still trying to understand that.
Grimm told us they're looking closely at whether there was a hazardous chemical reaction in that tank and who's to blame.
Was there a decomposition of one of the chemicals that produced gases and released heat to lead to the temperature rise?
Could the age of the tank have played a role?
We are looking at the relief system and the relief sizing, which isn't necessarily an age issue, it's a design of the vessel. So that's still something we're going to try to understand.
Now, investigators are looking specifically at which workers evacuated, or when workers evacuated, and when they were accounted for. Again, I'm told the complete findings, including a root cause, will likely take several more months. Doug.